Those sentences which tell us about requests, orders, wishes, instructions, all these are called as imperative sentences. So whenever you use adverbs in the beginning in order to modify the whole sentence, make sure you use a comma after the adverb. Adverbs are divided into 5 categories based on the work they do. The word so is an adverb that is modifying the word delicious, which is an adjective. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, Professor of English, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. I welcome you all for another language component session that is prescribed for 3rd semester BCom. In today's session, we'll be learning about adverbs. Okay, we'll be learning about adverbs in today's session. So what is there in today's module? Let us just have a glimpse. So we'll be learning about I'll just introduce you to few sentences. Then we'll also be learning about verbs. Then after that, we'll be understanding adverbs. At last, we'll also understand about the kinds of adverbs. Okay, so we'll go in an order. I'll just introduce you to the sentence structure. I'll introduce you to the sentences. Then we have verbs, adverbs, and at last we'll have kinds of adverbs. So to begin with, you can identify the verbs over here. I want you to identify the verbs over here. As I said before in one of the previous sessions, verbs are nothing but action words. Okay, verbs are action words that tell us about what work is going on in the sentence. Okay, so that is called as a verb. In a sentence, there might be auxiliary verbs, there might be main verbs. So all these auxiliary verbs are helping verbs. Okay, there might be auxiliary verbs. Okay, there might be modal auxiliaries also. There might be modal auxiliaries also. Auxiliary verbs are nothing but helping verbs. Auxiliary verbs are nothing but helping verbs. Modal auxiliaries are words like shall, should, all these. Okay, so these are auxiliary verbs. So in these sentences, you can identify which work is going on in the sentence. Okay, so that is painting. Paint is the actual work that is going on in the sentence. Okay, so this word is an auxiliary verb. Okay, through these auxiliary verbs only, we'll be able to identify which tense the verb falls into. Okay, we'll be able to identify which tense the verb falls into through this auxiliary verbs only. Okay, so actually here painting is the main verb. Paint is the main verb here. Going to the next sentence, cycling. Here it is cycle, that is the main word, and is the auxiliary verb. Cycle is the main verb, is the auxiliary verb. Okay, so next we have this sentence that is the teacher is speaking. Here speak is the main verb and this is the auxiliary verb here. Okay, auxiliary verb may not be present in all the sentences. They may be present in only few sentences. Okay, so apart from these auxiliary verbs, we have has, have, had. All these are called as auxiliary verbs. Okay, so as of now, we'll just concentrate on the main verbs. Okay, main verbs like which tell actual action words that are happening. Okay, so has, had, have, all these are also called as auxiliary verbs. So next, what are adverbs? So we have to understand what are adverbs here. I have just added few words to the previous sentences. Okay, compared to this previous sentence, I have just added few words. First, let us identify the verbs in these sentences. Okay, so here you can see paint is a verb. Okay, that is the action that is happening. That is the main verb. Here again, cycling is the main verb here. Okay, so here actually cycle is the main verb here, but ing has been added here, so it becomes cycling. And here also speak is the verb in the sentence. Okay, speak is the verb. Now coming to this, there are few extra words that are added. Which are those? There are few words that are ending with ly. There are few words that are ending with ly, and those words are telling us how the verb is taking place. How the verb is taking place. Okay, so here also the girl is cycling slowly. How is she cycling? The manner in which she is cycling, isn't it? So here also, how is the teacher speaking? The teacher is speaking loudly. Okay, how is the teacher speaking? So all these words, they are ending with ly. All these words are ending with ly. Okay, so all of them are answering the question how. Okay, that means they are telling us the way in which the verb is taking place. Okay, the manner in which the verb is happening. Okay, the manner of the verb. So here what I mean to say is any word that describes how the work is happening, how the verb is taking place. Okay, so that is called as an adverb. Okay, so that is called as an adverb. Fine. So this is the concept about adverb. So adverb, as of now, what we have learnt is any word that modifies a verb, that speaks about a verb, is called as an adverb. So is it the only thing that the adverb modifies? Is it only the verb that the adverb modifies? Yes or no? We have to understand. So we just saw in the previous slide in these sentences. So these three words, okay, they modified the verbs here. Okay, so these are called as adverbs. Okay, and these are called as verbs. Fine. So adverbs modify verbs. Till now, this is our knowledge. What else does an adverb do? What else does an adverb do is what we have to understand. So here, according to the further knowledge what we are going to learn now. Okay, so words used to modify and describe verbs. Only till here we have learned that is the adverb. Okay, so here what else we'll understand now. So here an adverb can also modify an adjective. What is an adjective, by the way? What is an adjective? An adjective is a word that modifies or talks about a noun or a pronoun. Modifies a noun or a pronoun. Okay, so this is called as an adjective. Adverb can also modify an adjective or another adverb. An adverb can modify another adverb, or it can also modify a phrase. What is a phrase? A phrase is a group of words. A phrase is a group of words, okay, that have no meaning. Okay, group of words that have no meaning on their own. Okay, they have no meaning and also no verb in them. Okay, phrases will not have verbs in them. Okay, they will neither have a meaning of their own, they will nor have a verb in the group of words. Okay, so it can also modify a phrase or the whole sentence. Okay, modifying a phrase is very rare, whereas modifying a sentence is very common. Okay, so adverb can modify an adjective, another adverb, or another whole sentence. Fine. So this we have additionally known now. Okay, so we have to see a few examples. Only by reading the definition I am not able to understand. So let us go for a few examples one by one. Let us see first the adjective, how the adverb modifies an adjective. Okay, so let's begin now. So here you can see, first let us identify the adjectives in these sentences. Okay, so the story was very interesting. So in order to identify the adjective, what you have to do? You just have to ask the question, what kind of noun? Okay, in order to identify an adjective, you ask this question, what kind of noun? Okay, so here the noun you are identifying is the story. Okay, suppose there you ask a question, what kind of story was it? Okay, what kind of story? If you ask, then you get an answer as interesting. Okay, you get an answer as interesting. Hence, interesting is the adjective in this sentence. Okay, interesting is the adjective in this sentence. There is one more word which is adding some extra meaning to the word interesting. And such word which adds a meaning is called as an adverb. Here, an adverb is modifying an adjective. Okay, an adverb is modifying an adjective. Let us go for another example here. The food, this is the noun in the sentence. What kind of noun? what kind of food it is. It is delicious food. Okay. So what kind of food? Delicious food. So delicious is adjective. How delicious it is? It is so delicious. Okay, it is so delicious. So is giving us extra information about how delicious it is. Okay, so here the word so is an adverb that is modifying the word delicious, which is an adjective. Okay, let us go for another example. Athlete, which is a noun in the sentence. Okay, what kind of athlete he was? He was an exhausted athlete. Okay, he had lost all his energy. He was an exhausted athlete. How exhausted was he? He was too exhausted. Okay, so exhausted is describing the word athlete, which is a noun. Hence, exhausted becomes an adjective. And how exhausted he was, the word too, T-O-O, is actually describing the word exhausted. So, too becomes an adverb. Too becomes an adverb. Fine. Now, let us go further. This is an unusually tall tree. So, here, tree, we are describing the tree here. So, tree is the noun in this sentence. What kind of tree is it? It is a tall tree. So, this is an adjective in the sentence. Okay. What kind of tall tree it is? It is unusually tall tree. Okay. So, this is modifying another adjective. Unusually is modifying another adjective. That is an adverb. Okay. So, this is an adverb here. So, those words that modify another adjective can also be considered as adverbs. They are also called as adverbs. So, these were the examples of words that modify adjectives. Okay. Let us now move on to those words that modify other adverbs. Okay. Here what we have to do is, before identifying adverbs, we have to identify the verbs, because adverbs modify verbs also. Okay. First, let us identify the verbs in these sentences. Verbs are action words, as I already told you. The cat is running. Run is the verb over here. Okay. How is it running? Okay. How is it running? I am asking how the work is happening. It is running fast. Okay. So, it is running fast. So, fast becomes an adverb. Okay. How fast is it running? How fast is it running? It is running so fast. Okay. You can also say very fast. That's fine. But in this sentence, I'm talking about it is running so fast. So, this again becomes an adverb. An adverb which is modifying another adverb. Okay. So, here you can see. Please do your work carefully. What is the verb? Do. This is actually an imperative sentence. This sentence is an imperative sentence. Why is it called an imperative sentence? You already know this is a request. Okay. Those sentences which tell us about requests, orders, wishes, instructions, all these are called as imperative sentences. Isn't it? So, it is starting from this word please, which is a request. So, this is an imperative sentence and imperative sentence will not have a subject in it. Okay. So, coming to this, do your work. Do is the verb in this sentence. How should you do your work? Okay. How should you do your work? You should do your work carefully. You should do your work carefully. So, it is telling us about how the work is done. So, it is called as an adverb. Okay. Then, how carefully we should do? We should do it very carefully. Okay. So, this is telling us how carefully we should do. That means it is again describing, it is telling us about the adverb. It is telling us more about the adverb. Again, this also becomes an adverb. Okay. It is describing more about another adverb. So, that becomes another adverb. So, adverb modifying another adverb. Go to the next sentence. The man was speaking. Speak is the verb there. That is the action word. Too rudely. How was he speaking? Rudely. Okay. So, this, how was he speaking? Rudely. This becomes an adverb. Okay. So, how rude was he? How much? It is too. So, again, another adverb is describing this adverb rudely. Okay. So, another adverb is modifying an adverb here already. Okay. So, the next one, the party ended. Ending is the verb over here. Okay. End is the verb over here. How did it end? It ended quickly. So it is giving an answer for how. So that's why it is an adverb. Then how quickly did it end? It ended too quickly. So again, another adverb is modifying an adverb. Okay. These were few examples of adverbs modifying other adverbs. Okay. So adverbs can also modify other adverbs. I also said adverbs modify few phrases and sentences. Okay. To consider, I just have considered only the whole sentences here. I have taken complete sentences here. Okay. Phrases actually are group of words. As I told you, they do not have meaning in them. Okay. But here I have chosen only the complete sentences for you to understand better. Okay. To identify, usually whenever the adverbs modify the whole sentence, okay, they end with ly. They end with ly. Okay. So coming here, we got there in time. So this is the complete sentence. This is a complete sentence, and here it is telling more about the complete sentence. Fortunately, we got there in time. So this is explaining how did we get in time there. Fortunately, we got in time. So it is explaining more about the whole sentence. Fine. So here also, no one at the auction seemed interested in bidding. This is the whole sentence there, and this word is actually explaining, that is interestingly, which is an adverb. Okay. So this is explaining about the whole sentence. Fine. So adverb is also modifying the whole sentence. Most importantly, again, this is also another adverb which is modifying the whole sentence. Okay. So whenever you use adverbs in the beginning in order to modify the whole sentence, make sure you use a comma after the adverb. Okay. You make sure you use a comma after the adverb. So these were the examples of adverbs that modify the whole sentence. Okay. I think this concept is clear to you. Now we have to understand about kinds of adverbs. Okay. We have to understand about kinds of adverbs. Adverbs are divided into 5 categories based on the work they do. Okay. Based on the role they play in the sentence. So what is it? I have just made few changes in the same sentence for you to understand it better. Okay. So in the first sentence, Maria showed us her painting proudly. So here showed is the verb. Okay. How did she show her painting? She showed it proudly. So how did she show? She showed it proudly. So this is an adverb here, and it is telling us in what way she has shown the painting. Okay. The manner in which she showed her painting. Okay. So this is telling us the manner in which she has done. So this comes under adverb of manner. Okay. This comes under adverb of manner. Fine. So next we have Maria showed us her new painting here. Okay. Again, showed is the verb in the sentence. I need not have to tell it again and again. So after this, you have this word extra that is added here. Okay. So where did she show her painting? This is answering a question, where? Okay. So where did she show her painting? She showed us here. So this is telling us about the place. This adverb is telling us about the place. So this is an adverb of place. Okay. Again, today Maria showed her painting. So Maria has shown the painting when? When has she shown the painting? She has shown it today. So this is answering the question when. This is answering the question when, and since it is telling us about the time, though not exact time, it is telling us the time period in which she showed the painting. Okay. So this is adverb of time. So this is adverb of time. Whichever adverb answers the question, tells us when the work was done, that is called as adverb of time. So these are the 3 types. We have 2 more types to understand. That is, often Maria showed her paintings to others. So this is the verb here, and how many times does she show? How frequently does she show? Okay. So this is answering the question, how many times? Okay. This is answering the question, how many times, or how frequently? Okay. How frequently? Frequently means frequency of appearance. Okay. How many times that something has happened. Okay. How frequently something has happened. So here, how many times or how frequently, this is the word that is giving the answer for it. Okay, so the word that tells us about the frequency is called as adverb of frequency. Okay, so this comes under adverb of frequency. Okay, at last we have another adverb, that is Maria showed us her painting very proudly. Okay, we have two adverbs here. This is one. Proudly is already an adverb, isn't it? Here another adverb is modifying this adverb. Okay, it is telling, suppose I say I am angry. So it is telling you, yes, you know, somebody is angry. Okay, angry is not an adverb, but I'm just telling you, angry is an adjective actually. Okay, so here there is already an adverb. It is telling to what extent she is proud. Suppose I say I am very angry. Then to what extent you are angry? I am extremely hungry. To what extent? How much hungry you are? Okay, you usually don't ask this question, how much hungry? Okay, how hungry you are, you ask. To what extent? What is the intensity of hunger? Okay, what is the intensity of anger? What is the intensity of this proudness or pride? Okay, so here I am using this word very. Okay, so this is telling me about the degree, to what extent something is happening. So this tells us about the degree of another adverb. So this comes under adverb of degree. Okay, so this comes under adverb of degree. Okay, so these are the 5 types of adverbs that are there. Okay, so let us now just have a recap of what we learned in today's session. Okay, so what did we learn? I just introduced you to few sentences and told you what is a verb. What is a verb? It is an action word. Okay, it is an action word. It tells us about what work is going on in the sentence. Okay, next we have the adverb. It modifies or talks more about what and all? It modifies verb. Okay, it also modifies an adjective. Okay, apart from that, it also modifies another adverb. Then what else does it do? It also modifies the whole sentence. Okay, it also modifies the whole sentence. Okay, so those are called as adverbs. So which are the 5 different kinds of adverbs we understood? We understood the adverb of manner, the way in which the work is done. Okay, it usually answers the question how. Okay, then we learnt about adverb of time. It usually answers the question when. Okay, examples today, tomorrow, yesterday, morning, all these come under adverb of time. Then we have adverb of place. It tells us about where the work has happened, where the work has taken place. Examples here, there, outside, inside, all these come under adverbs of place. Okay, so then we learnt about adverb of degree. Okay, adverb of degree, to what extent something happens. Okay, so this usually you can just, for you to identify, you can just ask how much. Okay, but this is not the correct way of questioning, but you can just, to identify, you can ask the question how much and that adverb, or how much and that adjective. At last we learnt about adverb of frequency. Okay, how frequently something happens, or how often or how many times or how frequently, anything you can ask the question. Okay, so these are the 5 different types of adverbs we learnt in our today's session. Hope this session was wonderful and it will be very useful to you. I want you to, if at all you have any doubts, please go back, rewatch it from the beginning and you can get all the doubts clarified. Still, if you have doubt, always I am there to help you in the class. Next session, that is about one-word substitution, and this one-word substitution is pertaining to your prescribed text, that is the financial expert. Okay, in that text, which are the one-word substitutions that we are going to understand in the next session. Okay, so see you again with another more interesting session. Okay, so take care, children. Let us meet again in the class. Okay, in very shortly, I'll just meet you with the next topic. So take care, stay safe, see you soon. Bye-bye.